Early one morning, the ground began to shake. A big roar came from the forest. The sound was so loud that everyone in the small village of Ajabaid ran inside their houses. The goats ran under beds, chickens flew on top of roofs, and even the strong men dropped their hoes and ran home fast. It was the lion again. For many weeks, nobody went to the farm because of that lion. Each time someone tried, they never came back. People said the lion was very wicked. Some even said it was a magic lion. Because of the lion, the village became quiet. There was no food, no yam, no corn. Children cried because they were hungry. Mothers cried too. The men had meetings every day, but nobody knew what to do. Everyone was afraid. In one small house near the river lived a boy named Tunde. Tunde was only 10 years old. He was small but brave and very funny. When others cried about the lion, Tunde would laugh and say, "Maybe the lion just wants to play with someone." His mother would shout, "Play with lion? Tunde, do you want to disappear?" Tunde would just smile and run outside to play with his friends. One hot afternoon, Tunde sat beside his mother. She was sad because there was no food to cook. "Mama," Tunde said softly, "I will go and get food from the farm." His mother looked at him in shock. "No, Tunde, the lion will catch you." But before she could stop him, Tunde had already picked up a small stick and run out. The road to the farm was quiet. Even the birds did not sing. The wind blew gently, and Tunde could hear his own heart beating. He walked slowly, looking around. Suddenly he heard something move in the bush. His eyes grew wide. Then came a soft sound, G-R-R-R. He hid behind a tree and peeped. There, under a big mango tree, was the lion. But this lion did not look scary. It looked tired and sad. It was lying down and shaking. Tunde saw a big thorn stuck in its leg. The lion made a small, painful sound. Tunde's heart started to feel sorry for it. "Oh, poor lion," he whispered. "You are hurt." He wanted to run, but something inside him said, "Help it." Before we go on, my lovely viewers, please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss more sweet, funny, and emotional stories like this one. Now, let's continue. Tunde took a deep breath. He walked slowly closer to the lion. The lion opened one eye and looked at him. Tunde stopped. For a moment he was very afraid. But the lion didn't move. It just looked at him like it wanted help. "Don't worry, I will not hurt you," Tunde said softly. He bent down and used his small stick to touch the lion's leg. The lion closed its eyes and made a small sound, almost like a purr. Tunde smiled. "See? You are not bad at all," he whispered. He didn't know that this brave act was about to change everything in his village. Tunde's hands were shaking, but he did not stop. The lion looked at him with big, gentle eyes. It didn't growl or move. It just stayed there, breathing slowly. "Don't worry, Mr. Lion," Tunde said in a small voice. "I will help you." He found a long stick and used it to push the thorn out of the lion's leg. The lion jumped a little and made a sound like G-R-R-R, but it didn't bite him. Then the lion looked at Tunde again and gave a big sigh, like it was saying, "Thank you." Tunde smiled. "See? You just needed someone to help you," he said. Then something funny happened. The lion moved closer and licked Tunde's hand with its big, rough tongue. "Ooh, that tickles," Tunde laughed. He touched the lion's head gently. "You are not a bad lion at all. You were just lonely." The lion sat quietly beside him. Tunde looked at its face. It looked so sad that he felt bad for it. "Maybe you just need a friend," he said softly. And then, without thinking, he leaned forward and gave the lion a small kiss on its nose. At that moment, something strange began to happen. The ground shook a little. and the wind blew hard around them. Tunde's hair flew in his face. "What is happening?" he shouted. The lion's eyes began to shine bright like gold. Tunde stepped back, scared. Then, before his eyes, the lion started to change. Its fur turned into clothes. Its paws turned into hands. Slowly, the big lion became a man. Tunde's mouth opened wide. What just happened?" he whispered. The man looked tall and handsome. He smiled at Tunde and said in a calm voice, "My brave boy, you have broken the curse." Tunde blinked. "Curse? What is a curse?" The man laughed softly. "Long ago, I was a rich man from this village. I was proud and did not help others. One day, an old woman told me that kindness is the most powerful thing. But I laughed at her, and she turned me into a lion. I was to stay that way until a child with a pure heart showed me kindness." Tunde gasped. "So, my kiss changed you?" The man nodded. "Yes, Tunde. You showed me love instead of fear." Tunde jumped with joy. "Wait till I tell Mama. The lion is not bad, it's a man." He danced around, laughing. The man smiled and said, "Let's go back to the village together. Everyone must know the truth." They started walking home side by side, Tunde grinning and the man walking proudly beside him. But they didn't know the whole village had already gathered at the edge of the road, holding sticks and shouting, "Catch the lion! Catch the lion!" When they saw Tunde walking with the man instead of a lion, everyone went quiet. Even the birds stopped singing. Something amazing was about to happen. The people of Ajabade stood in shock. They could not believe their eyes. Where was the lion? Who was the man walking beside little Tunde? Everyone whispered and looked at each other. Old Mama Sad pointed with her broom. "That's the lion's boy," she shouted. But Tunde just smiled and waved. "Don't be afraid. The lion is gone. This man is good." The tall man smiled kindly. "My people, please don't fear me," he said in a calm, gentle voice. "I am not a lion anymore." The villagers gasped. "What do you mean?" asked one of the men. The man looked around and said, "I was once part of this village. My name is Mr. Ao. Many years ago, I left here to become rich in the city. I forgot where I came from. I forgot my people. One day I met an old woman who told me that when someone forgets kindness, they lose their true self. I laughed at her, and she turned me into a lion." Everyone gasped again. Even Tunde's mother covered her mouth. The man continued, "I lived in the forest, sad and alone. I scared people without meaning to. I was waiting for someone with a good heart to show me love again. And that someone was your little Tunde." The people turned to Tunde. His mother ran to him and hugged him tight. "My brave boy," she cried. Tunde laughed. "Mama, I just wanted to help the sad lion." The crowd began to smile. Some even laughed. The men dropped their sticks. The women began to clap. Children ran around shouting, "Tunde is our hero." Tunde kissed the lion. Mr. Ao looked at them and said, "From today, no one in this village will be hungry again. I will rebuild the farms, buy new tools, and bring food for everyone." The crowd cheered loudly. The drummers began to beat their drums, and people started dancing. The village was full of joy again. Tunde smiled proudly. Mr. Ao bent down and said to him, "You taught us all something, Tunde. You taught us that kindness can change everything." Tunde grinned and said, "And sometimes, lions just need a friend." Everyone laughed loudly. By evening, there was food, music, and laughter everywhere. The villagers sang songs about Tunde, the small boy who saved them all. The farms were opened again, and the fear was gone forever. When the moon came out, Tunde sat outside his house, eating roasted corn with his mother. She looked at him and said softly, "You are a brave boy, my son." Tunde smiled and said, "Mama, I just listened to my heart." The night was peaceful. No more roars, only laughter and music from happy people. And that, my lovely viewers, is the end of this story. Thank you so much for watching. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more funny, emotional, and beautiful stories like this one. See you in the next story.